Hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Darumaka and Darmanitan. This will be covering both the Unova and Galarian versions. It's actually funny because when I suggested it in the Unova trailer, I forgot that Stunfisk also has a Galarian form. But yeah, there's technically two Unova Pokemon with Galarian forms. So let's start off with some okay ones. Firstly, Iroh. It's referring to the Avatar series, and I get it because Uncle Iroh is whoopsie poopsie, kind of chubby and also firebender. It's a different Avatar-based nickname, so I mean that's cool. I also like his thing about the whole Zen, because that's very much his personality. You know, why fight? Let's have tea. And then Din, which we've seen countless times before, I fully support that. The only thing is I feel like the Snow Squatch doesn't quite complement it. Like, I don't think the other goddesses fit ice really well. Like, the closest you could argue is Nehru, and I don't necessarily think that would work. It's okay, but I definitely think you could probably try a different direction with Zelda. And we talk about the Gorons here. And hell, I might as well just get it out of the way with already. The comment suggestions actually bring this up at the beginning. Nas says Darmani. I instantly think back to Chugga Conroy's Crystal LP when he named his Donphan Darmani. And that, to me, that made sense because it's a big old roly boy, you know? It's known for rollout. That's literally Donphan's personality trait. But then, Chaotic takes it a step further and goes Darunia and Darmani. Which I like, and I assume he did this intentionally because it complements their environment, so it's literally a perfect blend of fire and ice. So to me, I don't necessarily think of the Goron thing as fitting because I don't necessarily think of them as rolling Pokemon like Chugga did, but I really like the idea of both being Gorons and both being the, fire and ice counterparts. So I really, really like that, and I think it's super strong. So I decided to look into this one just, it's important to always fact check, and it says Darmanitan is partially based off an orangutan, so as Chimpact could work, but in general I kind of like the name of Chimpact. I think it's an okay one you could put onto some other monkey if you wanted to. The closest thing I can think of to a fighting monkey that we have is just Infernape, so there's that if you fancy. So this goes back way back to the beginning, and I actually thought of this myself, sort of. When you saw Hot Potato, I think it might have been for Charizard or Typhlosion. It was a very early on fire type, and I remember thinking to myself, I don't know who Hot Potato could fit. Oh wait, yeah I do. And I didn't say it because at the beginning of the channel's inception, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. Like if I wanted to keep secrets or mention it for future episodes, but at that time I didn't mention it. And yes, Darmanitan was the thing I thought Hot Potato would fit. So it is kind of funny to see it actually here, but it was a thing that upon seeing it on Pokemon.net, I was like, Darmanitan would fit. It is potato shaped and it is a fire type. So if you wanted to do that, this would be the best choice. In other words, you're probably not going to use it unless they make an actual fire-based potato Pokemon. Hotato. Okay, alright, so let's go on to this one. So, Grilla, being Grill and Gorilla, yeah, that's fine. I don't really think it's an interesting name. Blitzis, Fire Force, both bad names. Son Goku, I actually did see on Pokemon.net, and then I did a Google to see what it looked like, and it looked like an actual person. So I was like, wow, I don't know where the fuck they're getting that resemblance from, so I just ignored it. And then Wise Fire, because for some fucking reason everyone thinks that everything in Unova is based off the three wise monkeys. Even Bulbapedia was talking about this and was like, well, maybe it's because that Zen Mode. And I mean, sure, I guess, but I think we already established that the three wise monkeys were done in that generation, so I don't know why we need two Pokemon to do it. But whatever. I don't care for any of these nicknames. They're not interesting at all. The only thing worth highlighting is just Son Goku because I saw it on Pokemon.net. And then thought to myself, I don't get it. But if you like Dragon Ball, whatever. You know who I think Andros would fit better? Oranguru. I could see that one fitting. Not so much Darmanitan. I don't really think it resembles it. But I do support the idea of Andros as a nickname. And then looking at this, the Serrano type of hot pepper, that'd be the only other thing I'd be interested in. Nirvana I'm fine with. We've got a lot based on that Zen Mode hidden ability that I don't have. And also a surprising amount of people that draw connections to the Gorons from Zelda. If I'm honest, I still don't agree with it, but I mean, hey, I think Chaotic made a very cool comparison. I like it, but it's just when I think of a Goron, I'm going to think of a rolling rock, not a monkey that is not known for rolling at all. Okay, so here's an idea that I just thought of. I have seen Donkey Kong referenced, not Donkey Kong specifically, they put Chunky Kong and it was on the Reddit thread. And with this one saying Frosty Kong, well, it made me start thinking of Bleak, the snowman that I believe is from Donkey Kong Country 3. And unfortunately, I say this very generously, Darmanitan is the closest thing we have to a snowman-based Pokemon. Instead of creating our own original idea, we just altered something that was already existent because fuck trying. But just if you want, I guess if you wanted to take that Donkey Kong route, there is that. I don't remember the name of the orangutan enemies in Donkey Kong Country 1, but I know it was something with the word orangutan involved, if you wanted to use that as a different thing. Also, since we're right here, I don't mind Vanilla Ice, I don't mind Iced Tea, and I don't mind Warm Up. I think those are all halfway decent nicknames as well. Ice Ice Baby actually fits the character limit, and I think you could keep the spaces too if you wanted. Just because I imagine if I don't say it, someone else might. If you wanted to say Yeto from Twilight Princess or Yeta, those I'm not going to say I will accept, but I am going to say I acknowledge their existence, and that is it. Do I think they're very lazy names? Yes, but it's something I expect the internet to come up with. And also, Frosty, I mean, part of me thinks of the Wendy's Frosties, another part of me thinks, rather than do that, why not call it Killer Frost, based off the DC character? There's an idea for you too. I believe also just Frost from Mortal Kombat is an idea, but I think Killer Frost is stronger between the two. Imagine what an adjective can do. Bonkers is worth highlighting. That was one that I personally chose for Primeape because I felt that it fit Primeape's nature and, you know, what it's known for personally, which is being Crazy Monkey and based off the Kirby enemy. So, Icepore is a nickname, but I definitely think it's going to fit Primeape like 1,000 times better than it's going to fit Darmanitan. Alright, it's worth highlighting some of these. So, firstly, I don't care for the Harambe meme, and I always thought it was annoying as fuck. But yeah, if you also want to be annoying as fuck, there's that for you. Wildfire, we've seen plenty of times in the past, generic fire type nickname. I think we said Arcanine was the best fit for it or something like that, but I could also... I have no problems, and I don't necessarily think it's a poor fit for Darmanitan. Propane, there's a little joke for you. Chimpyro could also be some sort of alternative monkey fire name that they... I wonder why they went with Chimchar and not Chimpyro. Oh well. Okay, we've reached the bottom. I did try and look back through a little bit because I hadn't written anything down. I was like, was there anything I really felt passionately in love with? And the answer was no, but I don't necessarily think the suggestions we stumbled across were bad either. We do have the spreadsheet to look at, and yet again, we just going on about Darmani. So, I mean, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Personally, the one I think I like best is one I came up with myself, and admittedly the name is so similar that it makes me kind of hate it, but I think about the boss from the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, Ghost Toys Castle, because they're both based off similar things and have similar designs. And the name of that boss is Darumaka, which to me it's like, oh, that's good but bad because it's similarly named. It'd be like if you wanted to name your Charizard after some other game and the other game named it like Charizoro or something like that, and you're like, well shit, that's not that different. So it makes me reluctant, but I like the idea of referencing Goemon, so that's where I'm at. But I do stand by the idea that I think Chaotic brought it together best when he went with both Darmani and Darunia as a complement to both the fire and ice versions of the Goron. So I thought that was really cool. And then a bunch of other things were just cool little one-offs. Oh, actually shit, we need to look up the Galarian versions just to see if there's going to be anything different. Okay, well, good news is that one was technically the only one we, on the Galarian version, which again, a reminder that these regional variants are a little bit hard to stumble across with things that are different. And that was just a thread I had already seen before, and the only Darmanitan suggestion said undecided. So, they didn't have anything. And I believe we technically haven't actually had to look over a regional variant since Kanto? Because I'm pretty sure Sinnoh didn't have any, and I think Hoenn might have had one, but I don't. Oh, no, I don't remember. My first thought was Zigzagoon, but we definitely didn't cover that. Whatever. It's been a while since we've had to look at that, so I forgot. My bad. But that's that. Any other suggestions or ideas you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Tell us what you'd use. Tell us what you'd recommend. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. And yeah, I already basically went over all the things I liked, and we already went over the comment suggestions, and we went over everything else. I do think there's some strength in the nicknames, and this turned out to be halfway decent, but you can never stop improving. You can always strive to be better and to be the best. If I become number 1, will you do it with me?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Come on, just once.